What's good, Limit Break TCG? I'm gonna give you a deck profile. I decided to update a old profile of Grandiskuwaga. The last profile I did, it was back in, I want to say, October or September. I ended up deleting the video because we've had so many sets since then, and this is like the first updated deck profile that I've done for the channel. So we're gonna do something a little different this time. I'm going to go ahead and, what I usually do is I just give you guys the card by card effect and like how the combos work and stuff like that. Most of the people sometimes just want to pop in for the profile and then get going. So I'm going to kind of cater to both. I'm going to still do the card for card, read the effects, explain them, explain the combos. But I'm also going to like play the cards out in the, on the mat. That way people can kind of just scroll to the end of the video and get a good a picture of the profile and just move on, because some people, they know what the cards do, they've seen the cards enough, and they just want the profile to start trying it out, see how they like it. And then, other people are new players and they, I read the cards, I like to kind of cater to everybody. So from now on, most deck profiles, as much as I can remember, while I do it, I'm going to start trying to do this new way of doing it where I show you, I still tell you guys the cards and the effects and the combos in correlation to what the deck does. But I'm also going to have the deck spread out as we go to give you guys the counts, and then at the end of the video, people can kind of just scroll to the video and get the profile and then just move on if they know what the cards do. If they don't know what the cards do, then, stick around through the video and I'll teach you, the ways of this deck, I guess you could say. So we're gonna kind of just dive right in. We only play 4 babies because it's the baby we want to see. We don't want a 5th one clogging up the possibilities. We want to see this baby. We do some digibursting in this deck. So once per turn, well, not once per turn, but your turn, when this card is trashed due to activating digiburst, give one of your Digimon 2K. So it doesn't have to be the Digimon that is, you're using the effect. You don't have to give this Digimon 2K. You give a Digimon 2K. So remember that. There's also a card later in the deck that I'm going to also be going over. It's similar. It says, like, whenever you do something, give a Digimon X. And like I said, we'll get to that point. But this is the 4 babies we choose to use. Like I said, we don't want a 5th baby clogging up the window. Not window, the ratio. Next we play, I only have 3, so we play 3. If I had a 4th one, I'll show you guys where that goes in the deck. But I only have 3 copies, it's a common. I just never got around to getting a 4th copy, and honestly the 3 ran fine. This profile, by the way, just throwing it out there, I did get first place with it. I'm going to put that in the pin on the title of the video. This was a first place list with I want to say a 15-person locals, 4 rounds. I went undefeated. So anyway, what this card does, it is once per turn, during your turn, when this Digimon deletes an opponent's Digimon in battle, gain 1 memory. So if you swing into something with this as underneath it as an inheritable, you will get 1 memory off of the deletion by battle. And then next we play 4 of Kakuamon X Antibody. It can go on top of this for free. Digivolve on top of Kakuamon for free. Or a regular baby for free as well. Most level 3s evolve for free. On play, when digivolving, reveal the top 3 cards of your deck. Add 1 card with Insectoid or Machine in its traits, and 1 X Antibody. The option, not just an X Antibody Digimon. It has to be. It's talking about the option here. Among them, to your hand, then place the rest at the bottom in any order you choose. So that's a little bit of search. It can go on top of this. Not in the raising area though. No effects happen to the raising area yet. Some things were revealed for set, I want to say 11 or 12, where things start to happen in the breeding area, but that's beside the point. This could go on top of this, and then you'll get the Wind Digivolving effect. You'll draw. You always draw first. Draw first for your Evo, and then you look at the top 3, grab a card with Insectoid or Machine in its traits, and add it to your hand. Put the rest at the bottom. Next, this card was honestly the MVP of the tournament that I did. I went against, of the 4 rounds, round 1 and round 2 was against Jessamon, and this completely just shut them down. This card says all turns players can't play Digimon by effects. Jessamon likes to play Sistermons by effects with their Jessamon, with their Savior hooks and stuff like that. They play Sistermons by effects. They can't do that with this on the field. Now, a lot of times, if they've already got their stack and they got Sistermons on the field, you know, you play this. If they have the bow hook, I want to say it's the bow hook, when they swing, you can kill a 5k or less, so they could kill this. But if you get this on the field before they're able to get up their stack, they can't play a Sistermon, and that effect needs a Sistermon to pop off too, by the way. So if you can kind of get out ahead of them, play this, they can't play Sistermons. It's you know, they can deal with it. You know, Fireball's a thing. And then you know, if you put it too late. So the first the 2 rounds I played were against Jessamon. I beat them 2-1. The games that I did lose, I was 1 turn behind on this card. So, and it honestly happened both times like clockwork. Like round 1, I think it was game 1. We were going, I had this in hand and I was like, nah, I'm gonna hold it for a little bit. They can't get up their whole stack in 1 turn. I was wrong. So, especially with that the Disciples card, Master Teacher Disciples or whatever from the starter deck. So going into game 2 and 3, I was like, okay, I was 1 turn behind. Let me slam this as soon as I see it. As soon as I saw it, slammed it. They had no answers game 2. I won. Game 3, slammed it as soon as I saw it. They didn't have any answers going to game 2. In game 3, I won, you know, moved on. So, if I wouldn't have doubted myself and I would have played this instead of waiting 1 turn, I may have won 2-0. I don't know. You know, we don't know what happens. But anyway, this card was such an MVP against Jessamon, especially. But it's not just good against Jessamon. It's good against other things too. You know, a lot of things play things by effects. Especially like Blue Flare, the Gaussmon, when it dies, play a Blue Flare from your hand, level 4. Dark Knightmon, the level 5s, when they die, they play, you know, from the trash, Nightmons and stuff like that. So, you know, a lot of things play things by effects. Some things play Dragon, the Trial of the Dragons. What else? That's all I can really think of. But there's a couple things that play things by effects. And this just shuts them all down, you know. So, and then next, this is 1 Lalamon. That would be where the 4th Kukuamon would be. Don't have the 4th, so we play the Lala. Inheritable, when this is trash due to Digiburst, you basically just add it back to your hand. So it's a recurring rookie as long as you're Digibursting it away. So that's why this in here. It's got a reason, you know. It's not a completely useless card, but I would like this to be the 4th Kukuamon sometimes. Hopefully we'll, you know, get around to getting those. Next is our level 4s. We play the 4 Weedmons. It's a Digiburst deck. It's Grandiskuwaga. You know, you guys saw the title. You know this card is just great in that deck. When you Digiburst this card, when you trash it by activating Digiburst, you gain a memory. You know, that's memory's great. You need it to play the game. So 1 cost to Evo. We all of our level 4s do that. Technically, with the exception of 1, we'll get to that. But 4 Weedmons because we want that memory when we Digiburst. Next, we play 4 Kabuterimons from the starter deck. This is our blocker. Again, it's a 1 cost to Evo. We're gonna try to get up the chain, try to get up the stack quick, and this helps us do that. Sometimes we just need to have a blocker. We'll throw it on a rookie, you know, evolve it. We'll have a blocker to take a hit if we need. But other than that, it's pretty self-explanatory. And then next, we play 3 of the Vegemons. This quick disclosure. This was in talks about being corrected or errated, I should say, because the original Japanese printing had it at like 4K or 3K, I think. with it being such a cheap cost and a cheap Evo, 6K is just, it's been around. We've been a lot of green players have been using that to our advantage. But as of now, of recording this video, they have decided there are no talks of correcting this card. It's just going to be 6K going forward. So we play 3 of that. It's a one cost Evo, and then it's a 6K beater if we absolutely just have to run into something or have to do some quick damage with some level 4s. Lastly, our level 4 is this dude, Metal Kabuterimon. It evolves for 1 on a level 4 or 3 on a level 3, but we hardly evolve it for 3. Sometimes if it's just the cheapest thing we can do to pass turn, we'll do that. We'll pay the 3. Like if we're at 2 and we want to really pass them to 1 and there's nothing else we can do, all of our cards in our hand just cost more and we want to just choke them at 1, then I'll go ahead and evolve it for 3. But otherwise, it's honestly just there for the hybrid for game. So you may digivolve this card from your hand onto a Tamer as a level, with the Tamer being a level 3 Digimon, like used as a level 3 Digimon, for the memory cost of 2. And then when digivolving, if a card is hybrid, we don't use that effect at all. We don't play, this is the only hybrid in the deck. We don't play JP, so we only use it for the effect to go on top of our Mimis to hybrid for game. Or if we want to just build a bigger stack, go on top of a level 4 and have a bigger stack for our Digiburst. That it's there for that as well. Moving on to our level 5s, we play 1 of the BT1 Okuamon. We mainly only play it for the 2 cost Evo. It's a cheap Evo going up the stack quick if we don't see our other Okuamons. And then another thing to note, your turn, not once per turn like the Kukuamon. Remember that. Kukuamon was basically this effect, but it was only once per turn. So when this Digimon deletes an opponent's Digimon in battle and survives, gain a memory. It's not once per turn. So those who know what Grandis does, Grandis has the capability to swing and then at the end of the turn, at the end of the attack, restand to swing again. So if this is underneath that Grandis and you meet the requirements, we'll go over that shortly. You can swing at something, kill it, gain the memory, untap your Grandis, swing at something rested again, kill it, gain another memory. It's not once per turn, so that's something to keep in mind. I have utilized and abused that to my advantage before. So moving on, one of our bread and butter pieces of the deck, to be honest with you, is the promo Okuamon. This card is absolutely crazy. I love it so much. And honestly, green needed something like this to be, if we're being honest, and those who disagree with me, honestly, who are you kidding? Like, sure, green's got a lot of good tools, but none of them are as crazy as some of the things that blue and red and purple gets, like green needed something like this. Green really needed something like this. So during your turn, when this Digimon would digivolve into a card with insectoid as traits, all of your opponent's Digimon gain all turns when this Digimon would become suspended, lose 1 memory until the end of your opponent's next turn. So it's kind of like an off-brand Ice Ball that lasts technically 2 turns because it goes the rest of your turn and then your opponent's turn. So if you play a card that suspends their stuff and it's still your turn, you evolve on this and you suspend one of their things, they lose a memory. Hence, you gain a memory. And then when you pass turn, if they swing at you, they are suspending something. They will lose a memory when they swing. So, and then one thing to kind of note real quick, just to kind of touch over, is it says your opponent, when their Digimon becomes suspended, they lose 1 memory. Them losing a memory and you gaining a memory are not the same. For the reason it's worded like this is those memory blockers like Terriermon, Chumon, not Psychmon, Gazimon, Madoki Betamon, like all those things that says you can't gain memory, your opponent can't gain memory other than Tamers. This gets around that because your opponent is losing the memory. You're not gaining the memory, even though you're technically gaining the memory because they're losing it. Whenever it moves to your side, that's advantage to you. But the wording of this says your opponent loses a memory. So that's one thing to keep in mind. And then lastly, it has the inheritable. When this Digimon has an insectoid in its trace, it gains piercing. So we give those Grandiskuwaga bonds and all that stuff. We like to give them piercing. That way, we can kind of just run into your opponent's stuff and remove their stuff while still doing good damage. Last of our level 5s, we run Akuamon X Antibody. So, a couple different reasons why we play this. It can evolve onto Akuamon, any of our 5 Akuamons, for free. And then when Digivolving, if Akuamon or X Antibody is in this Digimon's Digi-Evolution cards, suspend one of your opponent's Digimon. So, going back to this card, with its effect, if you would Digivolve into an Insectoid, all of their Digimon gain when suspended lose a memory. So when Digivolving, if Akuamon or X Antibodies in this trace, suspend one of your opponent's Digimon. So going here, you gain this effect. You suspend their Digimon, you're going to get that memory, or they're going to lose the memory. The memory's going to move to your. The memory's going to help you out. So that's one thing to kind of think about. And then secondly, the second effect of that when Digivolving is then after the suspension, like after the Digivolve suspends something, then if this Digimon is attacking, you may switch the attack target to arrest the rest of Digimon. We don't use that because we don't play X Antibody the option in this deck. We only play the X Antibody stuff and Grandis. So you do want to be wary of that. You're not going to be getting your swing Evo into something that the X Antibody gives you. None of that. I ended up taking that out of the deck. I felt like it was a little too, not cloggy, but honestly, we wanted room for more important things to help us be a little bit more proactive in the place. And then its last effect before I move it on, which is a very important effect as well, is your turn. When this Digimon would Digivolve into a Digimon with Insectoid in its traits, reduce that Digi-Evolution by 1. So we're going into our bigger dudes for 1 less memory, which is really, really good. Moving on to the level 6s. This is that other card I was talking about. So Digiburst, activating Digiburst 2, which means trash 2 cards from this Digimon's Digi-Evolution cards to activate the effect below. One of your Digimon gains security attack plus... Ooh! Excuse me, it's kind of late. One of your Digimon gain security attack plus 1. It does not have to be this Digimon. If by some crazy notion you have this on the field, you evolve into this, you Digiburst away, you can give the security attack 1 or 2 to the Vegemon and then have it swing, hopefully dealing the full damage. But normally what you would do is you'd give it to yourself to go into Grandis and just do crazy damage. But that's just one thing to note. You can give another one of your Digimon the security attack plus 1. Just remember that. Okay. And then, of course, we have the Grandiskuwaga. Now, this card got a good bit of writing on it. I might have to pick it up and kind of read it myself to read it to you guys. So, for 4 energy, evolve into a level 5, or Digivolve 1 from a Grandiskuwaga, so evolve from 1 from this. When Digivolving, suspend one of your opponent's Digimon. Then, if this Digimon is attacking, you may switch the target of attack to one of your opponent's suspended Digimon. Like I said, we don't really use that effect. X Antibody is the one that helps us when we're attacking, do stuff. We don't really do that. So, your turn, this Digimon gains 4 KDP. And then, end of attack, once per turn, if Grandiskuwaga or X Antibody is in this Digimon's Digi-Evolution cards, suspend one of your opponent's Digimon and unsuspend this Digimon. So that's what I was talking about earlier. This can technically swing twice if you have this underneath it. There are situations sometimes where you'll just go from here onto this, and then you don't get that effect. Keep that in mind. Remember that. I have had that be a misplay in testing, not in the tournament. I don't ever cheat in the tournament, and I'm always laser focused reading card effects in tournaments and stuff like that. But in testing, I did kind of overlook that one time. I did go here, and then did the restand swing again, and then like a little bit after the attack, we read, and I was like, oh, I wasn't supposed to do that. So just remember that this has to be underneath it to be able to swing, restand, swing, because we don't play the X antibody in this deck. So that's our level 6 line. It's very straightforward. I've thought about running a level 7 or not. I've seen some lists run Merciful Mode or stuff like that. I've seen some lists play Valder Arm. I'm not really. I'm just plain and simple. That's all of our Digimon. Next we play 4 of the Mimis, because starting at 3 memory is very important in this deck. I have learned that. So I used to play 3 Mimis, 4 green memory boost, and I realized that the 4th Mimi was more important than the 4th memory boost. So, because also it has the main, if you have a level 5 or higher green Digimon, you may suspend this to basically have another breed step. You can suspend it to rehatch a Digimon if you have an open space, or move out a rookie or higher to the field to attack. So it helps your swarm, which the deck likes to do a lot too. And then it starts you at 3. So I felt like this was very important to run at 4 instead of what I was running at was 3. So that's the reason behind that change. We run 4. Excuse me. And then also, before we were running the 3 Mimis and we still had the hybrid. Now we have the 4 Mimis and the hybrid. So now we have more of a chance to have a tamer on the field and go hybrid for game if we absolutely need to. And then next, like I said, I used to have 4 of this. We went down to 3. Active main, reveal top 4 cards, grab a green Digimon, put the rest at the bottom of your deck in any order. And then delay the turn following you use that first effect. Gain 2 memory. So, like we mentioned, memory blockers are a thing. Terriermons, Chewmons, all that stuff. And they kind of shut down your green memory boost from being able to gain you that 2 memory. And sometimes you need to start at 3. So even if I didn't have a Mimi and I have one of this, they have me at 1 memory, but they have a memory blocker on the field, I can't use this to go to 3. That's why I felt like 4 of this than 3 of this was a little bit more important. And I completely agree with my choice, to be honest with you. You can play with the numbers if you want. If you want to run 3 Mimis and 4 green memory boosts, go ahead. But anyway, and then lastly, we play 2 Grand of Souls. This card is a card that I always wish or hope is in my security, but never is. In my the tournament that I won, went undefeated with this list. It was in my security once, and it hit something that I didn't want to hit because it was their only Digimon on the field. I want to say it was like a rookie or a level 4, and what it does is when you would play this card, if you have 2 Digimon suspended, 2 or more Digimon suspended, then you reduce the cost of it by 2, so it makes it a 6 cost. And then the active main, suspend one of your opponent's Digimon, then return one of your opponent's suspended Digimon to the bottom of the deck. So he hit it in security with a rookie or a champion or something. And, I bottom decked it. It was okay. It went off. It wasn't, a dead card or anything. But, and then sometimes, it's in your hand. You have 2 Digimon that are suspended. You have the 6 memory to just play with. And, I'll use it to bottom deck something, if I have to. But ultimately, and this is what I've told people who I've, shown this deck list to at my card shop, for those who wanted to know it. This is what I tell them. I tell them, removal plan A is pretty much your Grandiskuwaga. Hopefully he has piercing under it, and you're doing damage when you remove their stuff. If not, it's no big deal. You know, I've gassed out decks by just having big dude and swinging at their stuff, not even with piercing, just not even doing damage. Just swinging, killing their stuff, restanding, swinging, killing their stuff. Because you got to remember, with his effect, during your turn, he's already a 16k, because during your turn he gets 4k. And then if you've digibursted with the Yokomon, he's 18k. So 16 to 18k can get over 95% of, maybe 98% of the things, 99% of the things in this game. You know, with the exception of some things that are buffed during your opponent's turn. But Grandiskuwaga is removal strategy A. These two cards are really just removal strategy B. So, or you could just like swing, you know, with Vegemons or Grandiskuwagamons or Akuamon X antibodies. But anyway, the rest of your deck is removal strategy A. This is kind of just contingency plan or removal strategy B, to be honest with you. So, but that's the deck. I hope you guys like it. Let me kind of just spread it out just a tad to show you guys the numbers. And let me... Nope, that ain't gonna work. Okay, I really need to get a better situation of camera. I have another webcam. I need to set it up with some sort of tripod. That way y'all can see it a little bit clearer. But anyway, that's the deck. So, kind of just a real quick recap. We play Yokomons as the babies. 3 Kokuamon. 4 Kokuamon X antibody. 4 Pomamon. 1 Lalamon. 4 Weedmon. 4 Kabuterimon. 3 Vegemon. 1 Metal Kabuterimon. 1 Akuamon from set 1. 4 Akuamon promo. 3 Akuamon X antibody. 4 of Grandiskuwaga promo and Grandiskuwaga promo. 4 Mimi, 3 Green Memory Boost, and 2 Grandosol. So that's the deck list. I hope you guys enjoy it. I hope you give me some feedback. What would you change? Would you change anything? Do you love the deck? Do you play this deck? Do you want to play this deck? Do you hate this deck? Do you hate my list? You know, let me know. I want to hear the good, the bad, and the ugly from you guys. But keep it, you know, nice, guys. Like, keep it polite. Like, and y'all have done a real good job of doing that on my channel these years that I've had it going on. You know, y'all always keep it respectful. That's all I ask. You know, just keep it respectful, man. We're all just trying to play the game. You know, we all got ideas. Some ideas work for some. Other ideas work for others. You know, it's no big deal. But let me know how you guys like it. If you don't like it, what changes you'd make. What are you looking forward to next set? Just to kind of throw out there real quick too, because I didn't touch on that. Set 10, this deck doesn't change. I don't remember what the options are in set 10, but I know that the Digimon, there's no Digimon that you'd play in here. Ultimately, if you wanted to, you could swap the Grandiskuwagamons and the Grandises out for Hercules Kabuteri, and then the Hercules Kabuteri X antibody that's coming out as well. If you want, I mean, it won't work. It won't. My opinion is it won't work as well as Grandis, because Grandis, you know, he gets super beefy. He can swing twice. He suspends things, so he can, you know, even if they kept something up that they didn't want you to attack into last turn, you know, evolving into this, suspend it, and then boom, you swing at it. So they're not safe. They thought they were safe, but they're not. But anyway, so this deck, next set doesn't really change that much. I don't think it changes set 11 either. I'd have to double check. Oh wait, no, we're in set 10. Wait, are we in set 10? No. I'm gonna have to double check. I'm so lost right now, guys. I haven't been on my locals in almost a month. Like, the last locals I went to was the one that I went undefeated with this deck list. I've been doing, I work during the day and I come home and then I'm off for maybe an hour to kind of just chill, and then I have to do my night classes for my second job that I'm doing to try to get certified in that. So I've been super busy. I haven't really been going to my locals. But anyway, I want to say it was set 10. Yeah, because Grandis was set 9. So yeah, we're in set 10. So set 11, my bad. I'm sorry. It doesn't change with set 11. But yeah, hope you guys like the list. I'm rambling on. I'm done. Let me know what you like. Let me know if you like it. If you don't like it, keep it polite. That's all I ask. Thumbs up if you like it. Comment, subscribe. Tell me what else you want to see. Tell me you want to see some gameplay with this. I'll give you guys that if you want to see more profiles, some more One Piece stuff. I got One Piece stuff coming soon. I'm real hyped about that game. That game's super fun. But anyway, hope you guys like this. I am gone. I am off. I am tired. So, another break TCG. Peace.